Greetings, comic friends. It is time for another episode of Tales from the Vault. This is a series where I crack open my vault of comics and pull out and usually a single issue to talk about that has some interesting history or story or something like that that I think might be somewhat interesting. Maybe not. So this time around, we are going to take a look at my copy of Marvel Preview number 4. This is the first appearance of Star-Lord, and it is graded at a healthy 9.6, which I think is liberal. But, well, either way, it's a good-looking copy of this book. So, there is a story that goes with this, in that I won this in a raffle. So, there's a store, and I probably mentioned this before in some other video. There's a store that in town, Legend Comics and Coffee, here in Omaha, that for a few years, for Free Comic Book Day, they would have raffles for prizes, and they'd usually get a book to be like the top prize. So if you watch my episode on my Amazing Fantasy 15, I mentioned that Amazing Fantasy 15 was the top prize for the first year that they did that, and eventually that book fell into my hands. But it's that same shop with that same idea. I think they did this book. They went and had the raffle, or this is the top prize, the year that, God, I can't remember how long ago it was. It was either the year that Guardians of the Galaxy 1 or 2 came out. I can't quite remember. I know it's been a while, so it might have been Guardians of the Galaxy 1. So this book had some heat on it at the time because it was around one of the two movies. It's probably the first one. So there was some heat on this book. Now, the way that you entered into the raffle, there were a few ways. You could just buy tickets. Or on Free Comic Book Day, one of the owner's partner had made some like carnival games, and you could pay to play carnival games and win tickets. So this was like this maybe the second or third year that they did it where this was the prize. And I'd always, you do this stuff and you do it for fun, and the all the proceeds went to charity, went to Make-A-Wish, which is a great charity to give to. They do some great stuff. Never expect to win, so I did just for fun and to support the store and to support the charity. So I don't remember how many entries I ended up with, because I'd usually play, I'd throw like $20-$30 at the games and whatnot, maybe buy some random tickets or whatever. So I did that like I usually do. This isn't a book that I had, and again, it was kind of hot, so it would have sucked to have to pick it up myself after Guardians of the Galaxy dropped, because Star-Lord had obviously picked up a little bit. So Free Comic Book Day comes and goes. They didn't do that year. They didn't do the raffle, the drawing live. They did it like the next day or something like that. Anyway, I had gone to the store for something, who knows what. It's lost to time, and I wanted to speak to one of the owners he's just a longtime friend of mine. I had to talk to him about something. I don't remember what. So they told me that he was downstairs, in their basement, and I went down, I walked in, and I opened the door, and he's sitting in front of the table, a table with the thing that they draw the tickets out of. It's like one of those big drum things where you can spin it or whatever, and then you stop, instead of a latch, you go in and you randomly pick out a thing. So I should also mention that the tickets that you have, they're pairs, right? You keep one or whatever, and then the other one goes in the thing. You had to write your name. It's really small, but you wrote your name on the ticket itself and like your phone number, like real small or whatever. So they know like who to contact for who wins what. There's a number of prizes. It's hard to hold this up at the same time because I like talking with my hands so much. So I walk in, he's sitting there with the drum, and he looks up at me with like this kind of surprised look on his face. I'm like, "Hey, how's it going?" He's like, "You're not gonna believe this. You're not gonna believe this." Like right before I walked in, he had just drawn my name for this book. He's like, what's happening? He's like, "I draw your name and you are summoned." But yeah, he said he had done the thing. And he stopped when he was drawing for this, and there was a ticket that kind of like, after being spun, it like stuck in like the door, right? He's like, "Well, that's it. That's the one. That's the winner. Is the one that's stuck in the door like that." So he picked it out, and it was mine. And then I walked in. He's like, you're not gonna believe this. You won." Like, what? Like, I didn't even know he was doing like the drawing. I just went in to talk to him about something. He's like, "Yeah, you won the thing." And then he told me how like he spun it and it's stuck in the door. He's like, yeah. So it's like, well, you gotta walk away with this today. Like, I went in for, I don't know, something stupid, probably like bags and boards or something, and wanted to talk to him about something. He's like, hey, and now you walk away with Marvel Premiere number 4. Hey, good job. It was pretty crazy. I'm pretty unlucky at things about like winning prizes and stuff like that. But this was a pretty good get. This is a pretty good prize. I put maybe $50 into tickets or whatever, and walked away with first appearance of Star-Lord in a very respectable grade. I'm not sure what it's worth now. I think at the time it was maybe a $1,500, $2,000 book. I don't know if it's gone up much since then or not, because that was kind of at the peak of Star-Lord fever, I suppose. So it might have cooled off. It might be about the same. It's been a while since I checked on it. But yeah, that's it. That's the story of my Marvel preview number 4, first appearance of Star-Lord. It's books like this where I treasure them so much more because they have a story behind them, a story that's personal to me behind them. There's so many books, that this is a book I want, I buy it, I give the person the money. It is a capitalistic transaction, and it is done. But there are very few and some very, very important books to me that have that personal connection, a personal story behind it. And this is definitely one of them. Is it the best book out there? Is it the most valuable book out there? Is Star-Lord the greatest character ever? No, but this book is that much more important to me with that story behind it, and I will always treasure it because, I mean, for a number of reasons, right? It was for a good cause. All the money they made off that stuff, like they basically donate this book to raise money to give to Make-A-Wish. This book and other things they gave away, and there are other like local businesses that would give stuff to be other prizes and whatnot. But it was an act of charity on behalf of the store. I got a lot of tickets just because I knew all that money that I gave was going to go to Make-A-Wish, and it was fun to play the carnival games and things like that. And there's a chance to win something, but you don't expect it. But in this case I did. And then just the story of how I found out that I won it was made it for a deeper connection. So I love this book very, very much. And my love for this book has very little to do with actual Star-Lord, which is kind of weird. But that's it. Let me know what you think about this book, about my story. Have you ever won like a significant thing, whether it be a comic or something else? Because and I know my luck is nothing. I have really, really bad luck. If that is such a thing. If it is a thing, then I have it for sure. But let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe, and of course, don't forget to make yours Titan. This video was brought to you by Titan Comic Pressing. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Titan Comic Pressing LLC.